Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and many others, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, November 21st, 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. The snowfall forecast on the GFS model is increasing. Should be an epic Thanksgiving for the Northeast. Keep calm. It's boom time. At least one dead. 5 believed to be missing following large landslide in Alaska, according to officials. At least one person is dead, 5 others believed missing. The landslide was reported along Zimovia Highway at mile 11 shortly before 9 p.m. local time Monday near Wrangell, a city in the Alaska Panhandle, officials said. 3 homes were determined to be directly in the path of the landslide, 2 houses on the mountainside, and 1 in the water side of the highway. This is completely devastating, and, well, lives were lost. Now, this type of landslide is called a superslide in the fact that there is supersaturation of the soil, which gives way due to the steep angle. And the mud flow is devastating. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected in the region. Now, a disruptive Thanksgiving week storm is ramping up across the east as holiday travel rush begins. A storm system is pushing across the U.S. ahead of Thanksgiving, and it is affecting the East Coast in a big way. We'll get to the full forecast in a moment. Eastern U.S. storm to bring pre-Thanksgiving travel impacts. A storm with a trailing cold front will sweep across the eastern third of the U.S. through Wednesday with strong to severe thunderstorms and heavy rain from the southeast to the mid-Atlantic and coastal New England. Further north, the high winds are expected east of Lake Erie, and a wintry mix will change to rain for the interior Northeast on Wednesday. But by Thursday, heavy snow will have covered the higher elevations throughout the Northeast, making travel woes and worries for the Gobble Gobble Day in a big way. Click on your county for more information here. Now, take a look at the storm. We're currently on the East Coast right now. We have thunderstorm activity in the south, in the Delmarva, the Mid-Atlantic, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, down into North Georgia. That storm is going to be moving offshore tonight, creating havoc up in Vermont, New Hampshire, up in the Northeast into Maine. It's insane. By Wednesday morning, it will be bombing out in Jersey, offshore of New York and other regions, with a dangerous mix moving through the Great Lakes into, let's say, upstate New York, southern Vermont, and southern New Hampshire. Now, the good news is this will all move offshore by Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Things should clear up, but the roads may be dismal in the morning, so heed the warnings. A small clipper will be moving through the west there, bringing high elevation snow through the weekend, and this storm will develop Friday and will wreak havoc through the Thanksgiving weekend as it moves east like a beast. And we will take a look at the snowfall forecast now for the entire U.S. Here we are, Wednesday through Thursday morning. That snow will already be on the ground in the Northeast, creating havoc as another system will be dumping down from Western Canada into the U.S. Here is that Thanksgiving Day forecast. Going to be heavy snow for Utah, Montana, moving down into Colorado, Utah, Nevada. Hello! There is snow for Friday into Saturday and Sunday. That will be your fun day. So a heavy storm system moving through the west for Thanksgiving weekend will wreak havoc on Monday morning for travel in the Northeast as those snow totals continue to pile up. Now, we've been reporting on the 41 workers stuck in a tunnel in India for over a week now. It's the 10th day. They now have another pipe in there, and they're giving them hot meals as well as oxygen through the initial smaller pipe as rescue operation shifts gear. Wow, what an ordeal here in India as 41 workers are still stuck underground. Antarctic sea ice shows miraculous recovery. CO2 uptake by plants is increasing. Wow, what a boon. and Kluchiskov released a huge volume of ash. And holy macaroni, take a look at how fast all the fearmongers were shut down. Look at this. Boom. Right back into multi-decadal average. Regardless, Antarctic sea ice has only been kept for a few decades, and the highest ever recorded was back in 2013 and all recently. So the fearmongers have no basis for their mongering. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Still increased activity in the Hawaiian Islands. We should expect another re-eruption there anytime soon. This is interesting out here. 4.1 in Italy could have caused some damage. More activity on the mid-ocean ridge, and we're going to roll right over to the worldwide volcano news update. Sabancay 24,000. Fuego, Popo, Reventador. Normal activity worldwide, and we are all waiting on the imminent eruption at the Reykjanes volcano near Grindavik, just north of the town. That's where most of the uplift is here. This is where the huge pool of magma has been placed. And bad news. We did earlier today get some fake news coming out from people that don't know how to check their sources. There were volcanic ash advisories coming from Snæfell from Iceland earlier today. This is coming from CVOC, or actually the Volcanic Ash Advisory Commission, but this was an exercise. So learn how to take your data there. There's the status. This was an exercise. They were doing a pre-exercise of volcanic ash going up as code red with a 17-kilometer plume, and that was in, well, preparation for the imminent eruption on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Seismicity has dropped down. A few large quakes could mean some superficial cracks occurring. That means the lava is moving to the surface. It's becoming more localized north of Grindavik, which could be good news. As clear evidence of uplift continues, even though the seismicity is dropping off, that doesn't mean this is not going to erupt. It actually means the opposite, just like fake news media. It means, based on what we've seen in these fissure-type eruptions on the Reykjanes Peninsula over the last few years, when seismicity drops to a quiet, that's when the surface cracks and the lava flows. So we are keeping a close eye as we wait for the imminent eruption. Nothing on the surface in any of the current live streams that we are showing you here. Reykjanes Multiview live from Iceland. Give them a thumbs up and stay tuned for the boom. Now, a new study examines how the massive 2022 eruption of Hunga Tonga changed stratospheric chemistry, dynamics. Not only that, busted a hole in the ozone. Yeah, it not only changed the chemistry and dynamics of the stratosphere in the year following the eruption, it led to unprecedented losses in the ozone, up to 7%. Not only that, the Hunga Tonga Haipai eruption was truly extraordinary in that it injected 300 billion pounds of water into the normally dry stratosphere, which is just absolutely an incredible amount of water from a single event, and increased the moisture in the stratosphere by over 10%, which has led to all this record flooding we've seen over the last year and a half. And here's the paper, Impact of the Hunga Tonga Volcanic Eruption on the Stratospheric Composition. All the links will be below. Now, Earth just received a laser beamed message from 10 million miles away. You think that's far? That is an absolute holy macaroni. Take a look at this artist's impression of the beam. That's just a little bit of humor there. It's 40 times farther than the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So, yep, it's a pretty long way. NASA launched the Psyche spacecraft with its Deep Space Optical Communications, DSOC or DSOC, on board October 13th, 2023 from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And since it's been successful in sending a laser beam message back to Earth. Now, the spacecraft traveled to a metal-rich asteroid that billionaires want to mine to take over the universe, but I do digress. It also said the DSOC on board a system that contained a flight laser transceiver, a ground laser transmitter, and a ground laser receiver, using its lasers to communicate at a high rate and a test laser communication beyond the moon. This is a far beyond the moon boom. We are now communicating almost instantaneously from 10 million miles away. And we're going to need it if we're going to live on Mars, which is absolutely a fallacy. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are a shadow band. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. And happy Gobble Gobble Day. Travel safe. If you're in the Northeast, it's going to be a beast. And we love you. And that is boom.